All right, we are going to work with this sheet and we are going to make a skirt today. So we have the sheet. I got it in my Black Friday thrift shopping. I will link that video up above. I paid 25 cents for it. We're going to open up. Hopefully there's not a ton of rips or stains or whatever. And if not, we are going to make a skirt out of it. So one of the things I've really been struggling with, which you know if you've been following along on the channel, is my postpartum body this time is kind of rebelling. And instead of losing weight, I've been gaining weight despite the fact that I'm exercising, despite the fact that I'm eating well. My PCOS is just flaring something awful and causing me to gain weight. Which the things that I can do to really treat that, besides generally staying active and trying to eat more protein, are supplements that I can't take while nursing. So that, along with some other reasons, right now I'm debating how long I'm going to be nursing my baby for. Assuming my body lets me, we're going to go for sure 6 months. But right now I'm debating between 6 months, which would be like the beginning of April, to a year, which is the beginning of October. Which kind of depends on sewing stuff. Because if I'm not nursing, I would really rather prefer to wear non-nursing clothes, because nursing clothes inherently have the opportunity for a wardrobe malfunction. If I don't have to have the opportunity for a wardrobe malfunction, I don't want to have it. So when I wean her, I'm going to go to wearing things that can't be yanked down or pulled up or anything, because it's just, why have that risk if you don't have to? Ooh. So there's a pillowcase too. So there's some extra fabric. This is what we are working with. Doesn't look like, from what I can see, there's no stains. It's only 60% cotton. I thought it was 100% cotton, but ooh, this is actually, I think, Tommy Hilfiger. The Tommy Hilfiger sheet. Good to know. I would think with the Tommy Hilfiger it would be 100% cotton, but whatever. So we're gonna fold it in half and see if it's long enough. So I like as full of skirts as possible, so let's hold up to the waist. Ugh, and see where we are at. Ooh, it is just long enough. All right. So what we will do is I'm going to cut it here, so that way I have as much fabric as possible to work with. I have been debating a lot right now. So there's been a lot of debating right now with sewing projects for me. So I live in northern Michigan. It is late January as of when I'm recording this part of the video. All right. I think the 1.5-year-old is temporarily happy. But it's late January now when I'm recording this. Actually, it's in the weekend of the horrible winter storm. Who knows when I will get to sewing this? It could be later today. It could be months from now. We will have cold weather through at least mid-April. That's just how it is here. But I know I want to start sewing some of my summer pieces, because, or at least things I can wear in summer that aren't exclusively winter. Because summer gets really busy on the farm. I'm not going to have a ton of time to sew. But I don't know if I will be nursing or not this summer. And if I'm not nursing, hopefully I will be losing some of the weight. I mean, hopefully either way. I just don't really think I will. Based on the data I have right now. Start losing the weight until after I wean her. So if I do wean her and I start losing the weight, like, will things even fit? So I'm trying to figure this all out, because I want to do more sewing projects that I use long term. Yeah, I just don't want to spend the time sewing something if I only wear it a couple of times, which unfortunately some of the sewing projects I sewed this last year ended up happening. So, no pun intended. I've been really trying to think through everything. I've decided that I have several tops that I can wear, but I don't really have bottoms I can wear them with. None of my pants fit right now. I bought large size pants. I got a pair on Black Friday. I got some in October when I was 3 weeks postpartum, mind you. And they no longer fit, which is incredibly frustrating. But that is where we are. So I am trying to have clothes for the body that I am in currently, because I can't go around naked and it's cold. But yeah, it's just kind of a weird spot to be in right now. Hopefully this will be short term. But I have determined I do have several tops that I fit in still. But bottoms are where it gets tricky because it's all, I mean, this is what we're dealing with. So, a skirt it is. Ugh. So I'm going to cut it here. I will put side pockets in the side seams. I'm going to do a gathered or pleated. We'll see if I have enough to do cartridge pleats. That would be cool. We'll see. Gathered or pleated skirt with a side zipper, which I'm going to do a hand-pricked zipper. I have not done that yet. It's one of the skills I want to learn. This year is kind of all about learning skills. So doing the deep hem like I did on this dress, learning cartridge pleating, hand-pricked hem, learning flat felt seams, which I feel like I've got the basics down. I just need to practice it some more. All those things are things I want to learn this year and get good at. But we will do the gathered. I will cut this off and probably use this as my waistband. The light blue binding, just because it's convenient. It coordinates really well. All that good stuff. And then my favorite color is blue. So I have a lot of blue stuff or stuff that looks good with blue. So this will go with a lot of things because I do want to follow the 3-item rule. The exception is with dresses because they're a 1-item thing. If they're like a dress like this that doesn't need something to go with it, then it can be a standalone. But I also have heard even if you don't have 3 items that go with it because it's like a dress, you should at least have shoes to go with it. And if you're going to be wearing it in the winter, a coat. But other than that, I have heard people recommend that it needs to look somewhat similar, have the general aesthetics of at least 2 other items in your wardrobe to make sure it's something that you actually like and will wear. And this is not necessarily like things I currently have in my wardrobe, but I have summer dresses that are similar to this. And this is just going to be a basic skirt. I know I like basic skirts. And then we will figure out what to do with this extra. I'm debating about making like a pinafore top that could button on and off. We will see. But this is the first step in the skirt. I'm going to be taking off this, cutting it in half, adding in my side seams, zippers, doing the gathering, all that jazz. I'm going to show you what the skirt looks like now that I have it all finished. You saw a preview in my January makes video. Excuse the setup. I have a baby who is very happily but very loudly growling on my bed upstairs, so that's not really going to work out for filming today. I got this done at like the last day of January is when I finished it. We are now almost at the end of February, but I haven't really worn it since then. It ended up being a bit lighter weight than I initially thought it would, so it's going to be a better summer skirt. I can see me just wearing this till it's like in shreds this summer in the garden, which is great because I always need easy summer pieces for that. So I will show you it, and yeah, I'll probably get more use out of it come summer than I will right now. Alright, so this is what we are working with right now. It's just a little bit too long for you to see the bottom of it. The waistband is the part that I didn't like how it came out. So I did cartridge pleating, and I really like the cartridge pleating, but I need to figure out a more structured waistband. This is also, again, thinner fabric than I thought I was initially working with. So it's just cartridge pleated in the front with a regular waistband. Yeah, the waistband is the thing that I'm like really on how it came out. And then I elasticated the back. It does have one pocket. And then I did a button closure at the top. And then a hand-pricked zipper, which I'm really, really excited with how the zipper came out. Definitely be using that on future projects. I used the original hem on the bottom of the sheet. I didn't finish off this seam. I might or I might not, because I think I'm going to wear this out by the end of summer anyways, the fabric itself. I probably won't, but other than the waistband, I really like how it came out. And like if I put a belt on or like pull this down, then we're really good. The other thing is, and this is not the skirt's fault, it's a me thing, I don't super love how I look in it because I am still dealing with some postpartumness. And I think right now dresses actually just might be more flattering just how they hang on my body. But this is how it turned out. I learned a lot on it. I'll bring it in closer. So I definitely learned a lot on this project, and I'm really glad I did it. Next time I need to figure out a waistband. Waistbands are one of the hardest parts for me. Usually the skirt itself is pretty easy, but getting a waistband that looks good and is functional is difficult. But I definitely think I will be making some more cartridge pleating skirts just out of a slightly nicer fabric. But if I remember correctly, this was 25 cents. So, I mean, you can't really complain with the price on that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed what the final product looks like. I will include a couple pictures here if I can get some decent ones at the end. And I will see you on Saturday for our sea haul. Bye.